My husband Jet Yang's mistress cannot have children. He stole my 1-month-old daughter and gave her to her. No matter how I pressed, Jet Yang kept his mouth shut and refused to say the whereabouts of the other party. The pain of losing my daughter tormented me for a long time. Finally, I couldn't bear it anymore and turned on the gas valve in my house. When I opened my eyes again, I returned to the starting point of the matter. Jet Yang knelt by the bed with his head down. And the cradle beside me was already empty of my daughter. Lyra, we are still young. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future. Besides, it's just a little girl who is gone. Next time, we can have a son, which will be just right to leave a legacy for the Yang family. Jet Yang knelt by my bed, looking at me eagerly, saying the words I had heard 1,000 times. I still couldn't hold back and slapped him with my hand. Jet Yang is the only child in the family. And I know how much they want a son. When I gave birth to Xiao Xiao, all the relatives from the Yang family were waiting outside the delivery room, and less than an hour after the birth, everyone left. Even my mother-in-law found an excuse to go out the next day, just because I gave birth to a daughter, Jet Yang. Do you understand? Without Xiao Xiao, I can't live. I reached out to touch his face, choking back tears several times. I understand, after all. You carried him for 10 months, you have feelings, and so do I, but you know about Qingzhu's situation. She can no longer bear children. You saw how much she loves Xiao Xiao, right? She will definitely treat Xiao Xiao as if she were her own mother, so you can rest assured. I grinned, but he didn't understand at all. I really can't go on living, but perhaps heaven thinks that I haven't suffered enough, and has sent me back to this point in time. Jet Yang controlled my medication for 3 days. And in that time, it was enough for Du Qingzhu to take Xiao Xiao and fly away to a place I can no longer find. The words that should have been said were said countless times in the last life. Jet Yang, and I have long run out of things to say. I coldly glanced at him and reached out to push him away as I got off the bed. My mother passed away early, and my father remarried when I was 8. I spent half my life in a situation where my father didn't care and my mother didn't love me. How can I trust anyone else to take care of my little one? No one can replace me, not anyone. But Jet Yang likes Du Qingzhu. In my previous life, I exhausted all methods and even threatened to die, yet he was unwilling to reveal even a hint of her whereabouts. In this life, what other methods do I have? Perhaps my overly cold attitude made Jet Yang dare not leave my side even for a step. I acted as if I didn't see him and started cooking. I hadn't eaten for 3 days and my stomach was cramping. I tore open a pack of instant noodles, boiled some water, and took an egg out of the fridge. Lyra, you haven't fully recovered yet. You should wait for me to cook for you. He tried to take the chopsticks from my hand, but I dodged him. Lyra, I know you're angry with me. Just let it all out. You can hit me or scold me. Just don't be like this, okay? I turned my head to look at him strangely. In my previous life, I went crazy smashing furniture, and he said I was a lunatic. In this life, I am calm, but he is scared to death. I really know I was wrong. Lyra, I promise that for the rest of my life, I will listen to you about everything. Let's pretend we never had children, and let's live well and take care of our health. Next year, we can have a big fat boy to add to the family. And Dad and Mom will definitely be very happy. Not interested. I just want my little one. I finished a bowl of noodles in a few bites, and after washing the bowl, I returned to the bedroom. Looking at the half-filled room of baby supplies, I couldn't help but feel my nose tingle, and Jet Yang was still chasing after me, nagging, apologizing, saying nice things, but not mentioning the whereabouts of my little one at all. Jet Yang, I'm asking you one last time, where did Du Qingzhu go? The incessant sound was suddenly silenced, and there was no movement behind me for a long time. I had long guessed that I wouldn't be able to ask, wiping away the tears on my face. I began to tidy up the baby supplies in the room. I found several large cardboard boxes in the corner and placed them at the door after tidying up. When will you go downstairs and throw it away? Since the child is no longer here, keeping these things is useless. Jet Yang's parents have returned from their trip, and Jet Yang must have already mentioned it. The two of them never bring up Xiao Xiao. If it weren't for occasionally going out and being asked by the downstairs neighbors how the child is doing, it would be as if Xiao Xiao had never come into this world. Since that day, I haven't asked Xiao Xiao about it. All the baby supplies at home were thrown away. My mother-in-law noticed my understanding and changed her attitude towards me significantly, preparing various dishes every day to help me regain my strength. Every late night, after finishing his work, Jet Yang would touch my belly and pray, hoping that I could conceive a big, chubby boy, but I know that it is absolutely impossible. I was very obedient, which made Jet Yang feel at ease. He gradually relaxed his guard against me and secretly contacted Du Qingzhu on his phone. The two of them started flirting under the pretense of a small title, and I saw all of it. Late at night, after Jet Yang fell asleep, I was peeking at his phone. I saw the recent situation of Xiao Xiao. In the photos she looked like a glutinous rice dumpling, being held in someone's arms with a pacifier in her mouth, her eyes and brows very much like mine. It's a pity that I have been unable to find out where Du Qingzhu is. I sighed and, using the dim light of my phone, looked at Jet Yang's sleeping face. He is very good looking. He has a feminine kind of beauty, an androgynous charm. Du Qingzhu is 3 years older than him, and the two of them are childhood friends. However, Du Qingzhu's attitude towards him has always been ambiguous. In my opinion, Jet Yang is just her backup. Back then, when Du Qingzhu decided to get married, it was I who took Jet Yang home after he got drunk. At that time, we were classmates, and I admit I had a crush on him all along. When he was heartbroken, I was also by his side. He was Du Qingzhu's loyal admirer, and I was his. I was indescribably happy to be with him, even though I knew very well that I was not the first place in his heart. But I still resolutely married him, simply because I liked him. He can't be said to be bad to me, he just fulfilled the duties of a husband. I was very content. Before the arrival of Xiao Xiao, I had always been very content. Unfortunately, after having Xiao Xiao, I realized that men weren't that important to me. The child is the true sensitive spot in my heart. During the May Day holiday, Jet Yang's workplace gave an early holiday, and he happily discussed with me where to travel. Let's go to Xinjiang. I've heard the scenery along the way is breathtaking. With only 7 days off, if we drive ourselves, I estimate there won't be enough time. I moved a little closer to him and reached out to wrap my arms around his neck. Well, forget it. I know you are tired from work. We can go to Tsuxian or somewhere else. What's the point of going to Tsuxian? You haven't been out for so long. When can't we go to Tsuxian? Let's go on a self-driving trip to Xinjiang. Jet Yang has taken annual leave from the company again and packed his things to drive me to Xinjiang. I know he still feels guilty about me in his heart. During this time, he has been very good to me, better than ever. As long as it is my request, he will never refuse. But he never talks about the little things. I don't ask either. I just occasionally stare out the window in a daze. I specifically daze when he can see me. The scenery on the way to Xinjiang is really beautiful. We left early, and the closer we got to Xinjiang, the fewer cars there were. Some sections of the road are rarely populated, a highway combined with an endless grassland, and in the distance is a blue sky. Lyra, when we get old, let's come here to retire. The air is so good, the scenery is beautiful, spending a lifetime here would truly be worth it. Okay. I absent-mindedly replied and looked down at the navigation map on my phone. At that time, let's have our son buy a piece of land for us here, preferably in the suburbs closer to the city. That way, if he needs us for anything, we can fly over to see him right away. I twisted open the cola in my hand and brought it to his lips. You really think far ahead. Drink some water. He happily turned to look at me, as if those dreamlike days were just around the corner. But I know that he is destined not to achieve it. There was a rough patch on the way, and when I drank cola, I bumped and choked on it. After coughing a few times, a piece of paper was handed over to me. Be careful. Are you okay? It's fine. It's just a pity about this bottle of drink. I only had a few sips before I got it dirty. I don't mind you. I rolled down the car window and tilted the Coke out into the howling wind. Why throw it away? I already said I don't mind you. No way. I find it disgusting. After finishing my words, I waved my hand, and the bottle was thrown into the grass by the roadside. I watched that splash of red disappear in the lawn before slowly closing the car window. I didn't catch it. Now I've messed up and littered. He raised his hand and touched my head. smiling with a face full of affection. 10 minutes later, on the highway to Xinjiang, an SUV that was speeding suddenly began to swerve, the front of the car swaying left and right, looking like it was about to veer off the road, and finally encountered a bumpy section of the road, instantly heading towards the lawn. The car flipped in mid-air, landed on its front, and within 2 minutes, it started to emit black smoke. I shook my head violently a few times and struggled to crawl out from the passenger seat. Half of my body was covered in blood. With psychological preparation, I still broke an arm and a leg. I think Jet Yang will be worse off than me. Ignoring the black smoke in the engine cover, I took out the crowbar from the trunk and violently removed the deformed car door. Jet Yang is indeed very serious. I'm not sure if he will die. I pried his legs apart and, holding the sharper end of the crowbar, stabbed down hard at the center. He let out a muffled groan but did not wake up. Fortunately, he didn't wake up. I still don't want to kill anyone. The last memory is me dragging Jet Yang towards the road, when suddenly there was an explosion behind me, followed by a wave of heat, and then I knew nothing. I stayed in the ICU for 2 days, then transferred to a regular ward, and it took a full half-month for me to wake up. I knew I was seriously injured. At the moment of the accident, although Jet Yang was unconscious, he instinctively protected himself, exposing the co-pilot to a more dangerous direction. But I still gritted my teeth and completed my most perfect plan. And the current effect is what I have dreamed of seeing. When I woke up, no one had noticed yet. I turned my head and looked around, and saw Jet Yang lying on another hospital bed. He stared blankly at the roof, his eyes not blinking for a long time. "Husband." I called him several times before he slowly turned to look at me. "Lyra, you are awake, honey. How are you?" He comforted me with a smile, but that smile was somewhat bitter. "Don't worry, I'm fine." "How could you be fine?" Did I miss the mark? Not at all. One of his little quail eggs exploded, and although the other one didn't break, it was also injured. The most important thing is that his lifeline is broken. Moreover, because he wasn't sent to the hospital in time, the treatment was delayed. And Jet Yang is now the last little eunuch of the new society. He has been in a slump for a long time, as if he has become a different person, not speaking for days on end, a few times at night. I could hear the sound of crying coming from the bed next to me. How much like me, silent, dazed, suffering alone. Jet Yang completely does not remember how the car accident happened. He lost that segment of memory. It's as if even the heavens are helping me. My in-laws come to the hospital every day. Seeing Jet Yang's negativity, my mother-in-law secretly cried, and a few times she wanted to scold me but was stopped by my father-in-law. After all, it was I who saved Jet Yang's life. I slowly recounted the process of the car accident, including how I endured all these injuries to pull Jet Yang back from the brink of death at the first moment. The car was burned down to a metal frame, and we were brought to the hospital by kind-hearted passers-by. I feel a little better and struggle to get out of bed to guard by Jet Yang's bedside. I try my best every day to guide him, make him happy, and in my in-laws' eyes, I am truly good to Jet Yang. I love Jet Yang so much that I would exchange my life for him. Jet Yang cannot be humane, and I will never leave him. Gradually, he became more and more cheerful. Indeed, a person surrounded by love can overcome anything. Unfortunately, this love is fake. He was discharged before me. I had to visit the underworld a few times due to an infection in my wound. Jet Yang stood at the door of the operating room praying for my safety, and when I woke up, he was crying, "Lyra, you absolutely cannot get into trouble. If you get into trouble, I won't live either." I don't think this statement is false. After all, in his current state, where can I find someone who loves him more than I do? But whether it's true or false, I don't care. I have over a dozen steel plates in my body, and the heat wave from the explosion caused me to be injured again. Jet Yang didn't suffer much, just a broken leg and some superficial injuries. Many relatives and friends came to the hospital to see us. They were all very regretful upon hearing our news. A few elderly aunts were especially upset when they heard that Jet Yang was injured in a sensitive area, and they were slapping their thighs in anger. Jet Yang is not going to make it. The Yang family has no next generation. Second aunt, don't say that, even if Jet Yang and I are just two people. Many Dink families are doing just fine now. But can that work? Don't talk about Dink or not, it's all fun and games now. But what will happen when we get old and need help? There will be no one around to assist. If you ask me, it's better to adopt one. I have a friend who works as a caregiver in an orphanage. And your situation completely meets the criteria. Children from orphanages are not suitable. They all have issues. In today's society, who would send a healthy child to an orphanage? Hey, didn't you have one before? Just take it back from whoever you gave it to. Although it's a girl, at least it's your own blood. Isn't having a ready-made one better than adopting someone else's child? The little sister-in-law from my fourth uncle's family is young. And the thing that everyone kept quiet about was suddenly revealed by her, leaving the room in silence. Jet Yang's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot, and he got up and pushed the door open to leave. Everyone exchanged glances filled with information, but in the end, it was still the second aunt who spoke first. Sister-in-law, I think Xiao Yin is right. What's wrong with girls? When you told me you were giving her away, I was so upset. What era are we in? Still favoring boys over girls? I say you should hurry up and bring the child back. Having a child making a fuss at home means Jet can't always think about his own problems. This was said to my mother-in-law, who hesitated for a long time, looking at my father-in-law, clearly moved. I haven't expressed any opinions about bringing back the little one. I just watched as my in-laws persuaded Jet Yang. Jet Yang was very irritable and even had a few confrontations with his in-laws. I promised them in person. If you make me go back on my word now, do I still have any face left? Is face more important or is the child more important? You can't have any more children in the future. Xiao Xiao is your only child. While the child is still young and doesn't remember, hurry up and bring them back, as if you never sent them away. Otherwise, if you wait another 2 years, be careful that the child grows up and holds a grudge against you. Mom, it was you who wanted a grandson so much back then. Now you're so concerned about a girl. I never said that if I wanted a grandson, you should send my granddaughter away. I want a grandson, but you can't do that now. I only have this one granddaughter, and if you don't help me find her, don't blame me for not recognizing you as my son. With a bang, the door sounded. It must be Jet Yang who slammed the door and left. The father-in-law was blaming the mother-in-law for speaking hurtfully, and soon the low sobs of the mother-in-law could be heard from the living room. I turned a corner while holding onto the support handle and continued exercising. If all goes well, the day when Xiao Xiao returns is not far off. I need to recover quickly. My Xiao Xiao still needs me. Jet Yang hasn't returned home for a few days, and I can't go out to look for him in my current condition. But fortunately, he won't refuse to answer my calls. Honey, Mom and Dad went to look for you again today. Where are you? I'll be back in a few days. So tell them not to worry. After hanging up the phone, I had the answer in my heart. Just now, I heard a child's cry coming from Jet Yang's side. Jet Yang went to find Xiao Xiao. I logged into the software to track Jet Yang's whereabouts. He had just been in a car accident and was afraid to drive for a while, so he could only travel by plane or high-speed train. 2 days ago at 1:30 p.m., Jet Yang boarded a flight to Jiao City. Du Qingzhu hid in Jiao City. I remember that Du Qingzhu's ex-husband is from Jiao City. Du Qingzhu's ex-husband is a thug who spends his days engaged in shady activities and has no stable job. 3 years ago, an incident occurred where her ex-husband accidentally killed someone and ended up in prison. Shortly after, her daughter accidentally ingested a dangerous substance at kindergarten and also died. After giving birth, Du Qingzhu fell ill and underwent a hysterectomy, losing her ability to bear children. She is also a pitiful person, but no matter how pitiful she is, she can't take my little one. Since Jet Yang went to find her, he must have had some feelings for her. But Du Qingzhu knows how to coax people, and I'm really a bit afraid that Jet Yang will be completely taken in by her. My mother-in-law asked me if I knew Jet Yang's whereabouts, and I shook my head and said I wasn't sure. Mom, Jet is quite proud, since he promised someone. He probably won't easily go back on his word. My mother-in-law looked at me, furious, and pointed at my nose to scold me. I really don't know what this woman is thinking. That's your daughter, don't you care at all? If it were my daughter who was taken away, I would do everything I could to find her. How does she know I haven't fought for her? Clearly, in my past life, I risked my life to trace my daughter's whereabouts, yet she says I don't know the gravity of the situation. What good is it to look for a mere girl, since I can't find it? I won't look for it anymore. Anyway, someone is helping me find it now. On the 5th day, Jet Yang came back, entering the house with a dark face and not saying a word. My mother-in-law was about to explode but was stopped. My father-in-law said we can't push him too hard. There is a scent of milk on Jet Yang, and when I smelled it, I almost couldn't hold back. It's the scent of my daughter, and when I close my eyes, she seems so close. Just wait a little longer, endure a bit more. It's almost there. My body is recovering quickly. After Jet Yang healed, he went back to work. It seems like nothing has changed at home. But the sighs of my in-laws can still be heard from time to time. This weekend, my cousin's family is going out to attend a wedding, and before they leave, they dropped off their not yet 2-year-old daughter at my house, asking me to help take care of her. My little niece is wearing a pink princess dress, dressed up like a doll. Holding a large can of milk powder in her arms, she sees me and pouts, calling Aunt. What's this? You even brought your own food when you came over. Are you afraid I'll let you go hungry? I tease my little niece by touching her smooth little face. I have been thinking about this child since she was born, and when I was pregnant, I would go to my cousin's house every day. You don't know, your health hasn't been good lately, and you haven't gone to see her. She misses you so much, making a sound like goo-goo-goo, just like crowing. Just now, as soon as you clicked on me, I hurried to bring this to you. If she doesn't see you soon, she'll be laying eggs at home. My sister-in-law held my hand, looking at my mother-in-law not far away, who was eagerly watching the child and signaling. I gently nodded. Aunt, I really need to trouble you this time. My biological sister is getting married, and there are a lot of big and small matters. It's really inconvenient for me to take the child over, and there isn't anyone close by. After thinking it over, I still feel most at ease sending this to you. My little niece is not afraid of strangers at all. As soon as my mother-in-law teased her a bit, she already waddled into her arms with her little steps. Listening to my sister-in-law's polite words, my mother-in-law held the child tightly, unable to let go. Not a bother at all. Isn't Lyra's family just one big family? Family doesn't talk about family matters, and besides, the baby is so cute. I like her so much. After my cousin and sister-in-law left, my little niece didn't need my care at all. My in-laws watched her like she was their precious jewel. Mom, it's afternoon now. You and Dad should take a nap. Let me take care of the baby. Oh no, you haven't taken care of the child before. You won't be able to manage. Besides, your body can't handle her antics. Just go rest. The baby will be taken care of by me and your dad. Grandma and Grandpa took the baby back to the room for a nap. Just as they closed the door, the little one looked at me and smiled, revealing a sparse set of 2 rows of baby teeth. I think about the little one all day, but I don't dare to really push Jet Yang to do anything. At the age of my in-laws, they should also experience what it's like to have grandchildren around. In the evening, when Jet Yang got off work, he was stunned for a moment when he saw the little one crawling all over the floor. Honey, you're back. Go wash your hands and eat. Why is the little treasure here? I told him about my cousin's family matters, and he raised his eyebrows but didn't say much. Just as I sat down at the dining table, the little treasure was struggling to climb up Jet Yang's pant leg. Jet Yang reached out and pulled the little treasure into his arms, holding her like that while having a meal. The dining table was filled with laughter and joy that hadn't been heard in a long time. The arrival of the little treasure reignited the warmth of this family. After dinner, they went out for a walk, and the grandparents at the door were eager to hold the little treasure. The little treasure was very understanding, hugging her grandmother's neck and not letting go, calling out Grandma as soon as she opened her mouth. Grandpa didn't forget either. The grandfather's face was covered in saliva from the little treasure's kisses, and he wiped his face while grinning foolishly. I saw everything, including Jet Yang staring at Xiaobao with unblinking eyes for a long time. 5 days later, Xiaobao was taken away by his cousin, and the atmosphere at home dropped to freezing point. That night, my mother-in-law called Jet Yang over and had a long talk with him for half the night. The result was not satisfactory. I lay in bed listening to the sounds coming from next door, feeling a chill in my heart. Is it still not working like this? I closed my eyes and thought of the next method when the blanket on me was suddenly pulled. Jet Yang is back. Husband, why haven't you gone to sleep yet? With all that noise, how can I possibly sleep? The light is off. The room is very dark. Only a few faint rays of moonlight are coming through the curtains. I can barely see Jet Yang's profile. He is still awake. Lyra. Will you blame me? A sentence without a beginning or an end, but I know what he means. I swallowed the saliva in my mouth, and my voice was very low when I spoke. Yes. Jet Yang sighed and grabbed my hand under the blanket. I'm sorry. What good is being sorry? Xiao Xiao still can't come back. Qingzhu took good care of Xiao Xiao. You can rest assured. I broke free from his hand, turned over, and didn't respond again, just when I was at my wit's end trying to find a solution. My mother-in-law had an accident. In the morning, she had another argument with Jet Yang. Jet Yang left for work, and my father-in-law went to church, leaving just the two of us at home. I heard a heavy object fall in the next bedroom and hurried over. My mother-in-law had hanged herself, but she tied the rope to the ceiling light, which couldn't bear her weight of over 100 pounds at all. The connection of the ceiling light broke immediately, and the entire ceiling fell directly on her head. When 120 arrived at the hospital, Jet Yang had already arrived at the hospital first. Grandma's face was covered in blood, and at the moment Jet Yang helped her out of the car, he was so scared that he knelt down on the ground. Outside the operating room, the father-in-law, who had arrived from a distance, immediately beat up Jet Yang. If your mother has any misfortune, I'll kill you. You beast, you can send your own child away. Did I not give you a brain when I gave birth to you? That woman is so important, more important than your daughter. My cousin's family was also nearby, originally trying to mediate, but they were stunned when they heard this. What woman? Where did this woman come from? It seemed that my father-in-law only noticed there were outsiders at this moment, suddenly closing his mouth and not speaking, but my cousin didn't let him go, chasing after him and asking what that sentence meant. Brother, don't ask any more. Jet Yang gave Xiao Xiao to do Qingzhu, his first love. I sat in the corner and slowly spoke up. After I finished, my brother kicked Jet Yang over. Lyra told me that you sent someone to the child, and I really wanted to beat you up at that moment. If Lyra hadn't stopped me from getting involved, do you think you would still be alive now? You really bully Lyra because she has no family, don't you? What do you think I am? I am her brother, and you don't treat us like human beings at all. The situation reversed. My brother was hitting someone, my father-in-law was trying to mediate, while Jet Yang lay on the ground with his head in his hands, not resisting at all. Lyra has sacrificed half her life for you. If it weren't for Lyra, you would have been dead a long time ago. Now you send your own daughter to another woman. Have you ever thought about what Lyra will do? Is she supposed to follow you like this for the rest of her life? My brother vented his anger and grabbed my arm to take me away. My family's Lyra is not someone you can't live without. She can live her life just fine even if she changes husbands. Having sons or daughters is not a problem. Jet Yang, you still can't see clearly. You are already a useless person. In your life, don't even think about having a son. If you leave Lyra, you won't even be able to find a wife. If I had known it would be like this, I would have made Lyra divorce you long ago. But it's not too late now. Lyra, I'll take you away. Let's get a divorce, and I and my sister-in-law will take care of you. My brother had just pulled me a few steps when my leg was grabbed by Jet Yang. You can't leave. Lyra can't leave. My sister-in-law is very fierce. She grabbed Jet Yang's hair and slapped him a few times. Why can't you leave? After everything you've done, why are you still keeping Lyra here? The child is gone. Why should Lyra stay with you? Lyra, listen to your sister-in-law. You have no attachment left now. What do you need a man like this for? Don't cry. Your sister-in-law will take charge for you. My brother and sister-in-law took me away and drove back to their home. Lyra, are you sure this time it will work? My brother was holding the steering wheel and raised his hand to ease his wrist. If I fail this time, I'll have no choice but to go to Jio City. Even if I have to turn Jio City upside down, I will find Xiao Xiao. I sighed as I looked at the scenery rushing by outside the window. Realizing my mother-in-law's act, I immediately called 120. My mother-in-law went too far. She didn't want to die. She just wanted to scare Jet Yang. but she didn't expect the ceiling to fall down completely. I was really shocked when I saw her covered in blood, on the way to the hospital. I took out my phone to text my sister-in-law. My mother-in-law has set up the stage for me. It would be too ungrateful not to perform this play. You're also doomed. How can you twist your own hand while hitting someone who won't fight back? I'm so angry. I finally get to hit him. And I couldn't control myself for a moment. My sister-in-law gently massaged my brother's wrist, and I couldn't help but laugh as I sat in the back seat watching them. Fortunately, there is not a single person behind me. I stayed at my sister-in-law's house for a few days, and I didn't answer the phone when Jet Yang called me. I heard that my mother-in-law's injury is quite serious. She has been fainting and vomiting in the hospital all day, and she is sometimes conscious and sometimes not. Lyra, you are going back to the hospital for a checkup tomorrow, right? My sister-in-law is holding the baby and feeding him, while the baby struggles with her for the bottle and wants me to hold him. Yes, I need to check the recovery of the bones. Alright, please hand the baby over to me. Don't bother your aunt, she's not feeling well. When your brother comes back, let him take you home to get the medical records. You'll need them for the hospital tomorrow. I nodded and lowered my head to play with the little one. My brother took me downstairs, but I refused to let him go up with me. Don't worry. Jet Yang wouldn't dare to lay a hand on me. I know Jet Yang is at home, and there is a well-placed aunt in the community who is now my eyes and ears. She walks around the community with her little dog all day, and I asked her to help me keep an eye on the Yang family. When I opened the door and entered the house, Jet Yang was cooking in the kitchen. I went straight to the bedroom as if I hadn't seen him, pulled open the drawer, and searched for the medical records I needed. Lyra, you're back. Have you eaten? I've simmered some big bones in the pot. I ignored it, and after finding the case, I started looking for clothes again. Lyra, what are you doing? You're still mad at me. Right, I'm apologizing to you. Please don't be angry anymore. Lyra, let go. Lyra, damn it, Mom's condition is very bad. She has been diagnosed with brain tissue damage, and the doctor said there will be sequelae in the future. I shook off his hand that was grabbing my arm and took a step back. What does that have to do with me? What are you talking about? Lyra, Mom is sick. She needs you. Does she need me now? Don't you know who she has always wanted? Did I cause her to get sick? Did I provoke her to commit suicide? Jet Yang, don't you understand the source of all this? You can never wake someone who is pretending to be asleep, right? Do I need to remind you why Mom committed suicide? Lyra, you have changed. You weren't like this before. I haven't changed. I suddenly realized something. I can overlook your flaws, and it doesn't matter to me to spend a lifetime with you, but Mom's obsession with Xiao Xiao suddenly awakened me. Jet Yang, in your heart, Du Qingzhu will always be the first. She surpasses me, surpasses Mom, surpasses everyone. Since that's the case, why should I still be by your side? No, Lyra, you are also very important to me. No matter how important, it can't compare to her. Jet Yang, I love you. I would risk my life to save you, but the person you love will never be me. I was holding a big bag of clothes, and just as I opened the door, my brother was standing at the entrance. Jet Yang wanted to explain something behind me, but when he saw my brother, he suddenly got scared and couldn't speak. My brother took my luggage, glared at Jet Yang, and turned to press the elevator button. Jet Yang, let's wait until Mom's situation stabilizes, and then we can discuss getting a divorce. Before the elevator doors closed, I heard Jet Yang's last shout, I will not divorce you. The one I love the most is you, not her. I received a video sent by Jet Yang. The background of the video is in a hospital, and my mother-in-law is lying on the hospital bed with her head wrapped in bandages, looking at Jet Yang and smiling foolishly, and in Jet Yang's arms, he is holding a little one. I ran to the hospital without even changing my shoes, and my sister-in-law followed me and fell down. Lyra, slow down, your brother will be here soon. Don't worry, my heart has already flown to the hospital, and I can't wait to see my child. After nearly a year, I finally met my little one. I held my little one tightly, crying uncontrollably. I have experienced the pain of separation twice. This little guy stayed in my belly for 10 months. Making me long for him day and night. Little one, Mommy finally found you. This time, unless I die, no one can take her away. My sister-in-law kept holding me, and just before I fainted from crying, my brother finally arrived. Jet Yang dared to come closer only when he saw my mood slightly improve. Lyra, Xiao Xiao is back, our Xiao Xiao is back, and will never leave us again. I ignored it and stared at Xiao Xiao without blinking. Suddenly, the door was slammed open, and a disheveled woman tumbled in, immediately fixating on the child in my arms, rushing forward to snatch. Xiao Xiao, give me back my child, my daughter. Give her back to me. My brother and sister-in-law directly shielded me behind them, and this woman was being held back yet was frantically trying to rush over. Qingzhu, calm down, I am sorry for you, but I really can't give you Xiao Xiao anymore. Jet Yang pulled her waist back. And Du Qingzhu turned around and slapped him. Jet Yang, that is my child, how is that possible? When Xiao Xiao was born, there was a round birthmark on her shoulder. I just pulled back her clothes to take a look, and this is Xiao Xiao. Qingzhu, my family really can't be without this child right now. Just consider it a debt I owe you. Can you return the child to me? No. This child is mine. You gave them to me, so they are mine, and no one can take them away. She wanted to rush forward and grab it, but was subdued by my sister-in-law a few times. You are Du Qingzhu, right? The first love of Jet Yang. I am Lyra's sister-in-law. Xiao Xiao was born after Lyra's 10 months of pregnancy. Have you asked Lyra for her opinion about Xiao Xiao? Jet Yang stole the child and gave her to you. You took the child and disappeared. This is illegal. Do you understand the law? I don't care. Jet Yang gave her to me, so she is mine. I have raised her for so long. She is mine. No one can take her away. I am her biological mother. Du Qingzhu's state is not right. It resembles my previous life. A bit crazy but still clear-headed. Jet Yang, you stole my child when I wasn't paying attention. I will report you to the police and have you all arrested. Xiao Xiao can only be mine. She struggled desperately. And my brother looked for a while before taking out his phone and calling the police. Du Qingzhu is suspected of child trafficking and was taken away by the police, along with Jet Yang. As the child's mother, I also need to cooperate with the police for a trip. Before leaving, I entrusted Xiao Xiao to my sister-in-law for help, while my mother-in-law struggled to get out of bed. Xiao Xiao, you can't leave. Give Xiao Xiao to me. I can't give her up. I am her mother. She can only follow me. The father-in-law still hasn't realized the seriousness of the situation, only focusing on stopping the mother-in-law without much obstruction. Little did they know. This was the last time they would see Xiao Xiao. I directly went through the litigation process at the police station, and I sued both Jet Yang and Du Qingzhu. Neither of them can escape. Jet Yang requested to see me, and after thinking about it, I agreed. Lyra, since Xiao Xiao has returned, can you let Qingzhu go? He was still wearing handcuffs, still living in his own world at this point. Will she let me and Xiao Xiao go? She won't. I know her current state too well. It's a fight to the death. She will. I'll try to persuade her. I can persuade her. Don't waste your effort. You both have caused my death. Now you want me to let you go. Absolutely impossible. How could that be? During the time when Xiao Xiao wasn't here, didn't we get along just fine? I squinted my eyes and suddenly didn't want to talk to him anymore. What I have been through, how could he possibly know? Jet Yang. Do you really think that a mother can remain unscathed after losing her child? You underestimate a mother's love. What do you mean? It doesn't mean anything. I just want to say that from now on, neither I nor Xiao Xiao have any relationship with you, since you care so much about Du Qingzhu. Just wait for her to be released from prison and spend the rest of your life with her. Really, you two are a perfect match. Neither of the two can give birth. One is not functional, and the other has no capability. They are made for each other. In my previous life, I also called the police, but Jet Yang used my postpartum depression as an excuse to confine me at home and sent the police away with just a few words. My brother and my sister-in-law came to visit me, and Jet Yang directly gave me a drug that made me delirious. He told my brother that I had a mental illness, directly took out a forged diagnosis, and said he was afraid I would hurt the child. So he had my in-laws take the little one back to the countryside. He cut off all my means of survival and forced me to death, just to fulfill his mistress's wishes. How could I possibly let them go? Du Qingzhu is suspected of child trafficking. But due to the special circumstances and being diagnosed with intermittent mental illness, she was not sentenced but instead sent to a psychiatric hospital for confinement. Jet Yang was sentenced to 1 year. And I smoothly went through the process to divorce him. Xiao Xiao will be raised by me. I took the initiative to request that Xiao Xiao sever the father-son relationship with Jet Yang because of the prior trafficking case, and the court agreed to my request. I took Xiao Xiao to a new city, rented a house, and got back to my old job. I am a drawing engineer, and I take on work online during my free time to support Xiao Xiao comfortably. I heard that my mother-in-law has prematurely entered dementia, and my son doesn't care, going crazy all day looking for his granddaughter. I saw other people's children and rushed over to grab them without thinking, and as a result, I got beaten up quite a bit. It's quite good. In her previous life, she didn't care about Xiao Xiao at all, but in this life, she will remember Xiao Xiao until her death. A year later, Jet Yang was released from prison. I don't know what he experienced in prison, but he didn't come looking for me. My sister-in-law said he goes to see Du Qingzhu every few days, and Du Qingzhu's situation is like Kuyun, hugging a pillow and calling for a baby. Xiao Xiao grew up quickly and soon started kindergarten. I also transitioned from freelance work online to a regular job. My colleagues, knowing my situation, enthusiastically introduced me to potential partners, but I rejected them one by one. In this life, I only want to take good care of Xiao Xiao, although she will lack a father's love. She has double the mother's love to protect her for a lifetime.